Hello, so it is Christmas Eve. It's 20 to 12. I'm now going to make the Yule log. I have an audience, let me show you. You know the layout of my kitchen. There's the oven. Keep going, keep going. There you go. We have an audience. Chip is watching us make cake. His eyes are going a little bit. It looks like he's ready for a nap. He's done nothing all morning, but it's clearly tiring. Yep. He's gonna nap. It's been a while since I've made a Yule log. I've gone with hairy bikers. Have you ever heard of them? I don't know if they're just an English thing. I think they went to America as well, so you might know them like all over. So we're going with hairy bikers recipe. I've weighed some things out. Not all of it. Okay. So all right, let's start with the pan. So the pan is supposed to be a 23 by 33 centimetre. This is like a 21.5 by a 31.5 ish, so it's fine. I've grease proofed it, and as I don't know if you can hear that in the background, that little noise, that's the oven. It's actually on. It's preheating the gas mark 4 right now. The beginning bit is we have 6 eggs. We've got to split the eggs and the yolks. Can't even get the eggs out. Okay. So we want yolks in one and the whites in the other. Wash my hands. So we're working with the egg yolks first, and I have 150 grams already weighed out of sugar. We're going to dump that in, and then we're going to mix it. And the actual wording is thick and creamy. That's what we're aiming for. Together really well, so thick and creamy. That's what we've got. We're going to sift the cocoa powder over this mixture. So we've got 50 grams of cocoa powder, which is an old, you can tell it's like got lumps in it. It's been there for a while, but you know I don't believe in dates. I certainly have used some things out of date in my time, but they're best for befores and they're absolutely fine. So we're going to sift all of that straight in. Absolutely nothing wrong with something past the best before. That's all of it in, and what we're going with just says to whisk it thoroughly. So that's what we're going to do. Mixed. Now I'm going to take the I'm going to turn the power off, and then I'm going to take these out and give them a good clean first, and then we'll do the next stage. We're all clean again. We're going to move this one to the side, and we're going to bring the egg whites in. So we're going to whisk this until stiff but not dry, whatever that means, because I didn't know they won't dry, but fingers crossed I get this right there. Stiff beaks, Let me know if I'm wrong. It's standing up and it's still wet, so we're going with that. Now what we're going to do is put about a third in here and then fold that in. Yeah, it's definitely still wet. I'm going to fold that in. Wow, completely different textures. Good enough, and then we're just going to put the rest in. I'm just going by what the recipe says to do. You know I do that. I'll always go with the recipe until I'm confident about my abilities, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be confident of my abilities when it comes to cooking. Even though I don't do terribly, I don't do bad, I'm not very confident. Okay, that's all of it. Step, it says to put it in the pan. Now the pan is slightly smaller, like I said, so we're just gonna have to see how this goes. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll make 2 sheets of it and we just make thinner ones. It's fine, it doesn't bother me. I'm just going to spread it out because there's not that much of a lip on this. I think I'm going to go with that because I don't want it to spill over the edge, and then I think we've got enough for another bit, which is fine because when we do the Yule log we're not going to just do one log. I'm going to try and make it look like, you know, where you have the log and then the branch off the log. That's where we're going to go with. So I'm actually going to put this in as it is because I think if I put more in I'm going to overspill it and I don't want to do that, and there's definitely enough there for if we go with like a half, maybe something along those lines. That's what we're going to go with. You know, I always start with a recipe, but then I make it up as I go along. So this is going to go in the oven now, which has been on preheat in gas mark 4 for 25 minutes. I will keep an eye on it. And then you do the prick method, you know, where you prick it and see if it comes out gooey, it's not done. If it comes out dry, it's done. The timing was pretty perfect. I've just checked it with a toothpick, completely clean. So what we're supposed to do now is put parchment paper. It says on the side and then put it on top, but I think this is probably the better option because we want to take it out of the pan and then we're going to leave it on the sides to cool down to 30 to 40 minutes. Even though the tea towel, don't I? It's extremely hot. Okay, I'm going to peel it off. Really slowly, trying not to tear it. This is the moment of truth. Oh, the smells, honestly, it's very chocolatey smelling. Okay, so it says to leave that to cool for 30 to 40 minutes. Whilst that's doing its bit, we're going to finish off with the last little bit. Cook that, and then when it's all cooled, we'll do the next step. That's both parts of the cake. Remember, this is going to be like the side bit of the log. That's going to be the, so it's going to be the, no, it's going to be rolled up that way, isn't it? I don't know. We'll figure it out when we've done it. So what we're supposed to be doing now is making like the filling and the icing, but I've actually decided I don't want to do that. I'm going to do the chocolate for to cover the log. And then I want to do like double cream inside because I just personally think it will taste better. So I've halved the recipe for the covering of this. Whether it works or not is another matter, but that's what we're going with. So at the moment I've got dark chocolate melting. So this is dark chocolate. There's 100 grams in this. It was a 200 grams on the recipe, but it said half was going to be for the filling, half for the outside. So we're just going to leave that to slowly melt. That'll take a while. Then once it's all melted, we're going to leave it to the side to cool down. We don't want it to set, but we want it to cool down. So I'm just going to let that go. But then it says we need a food processor. I don't have a food processor, so I guess I'm going to have to do it by hand. I don't know if a whisk will work with butter, because if we mix in butter and that, would it work? Maybe it would. I might have to just like push that around a bit first, incorporate it, then I'm going to use a whisk because I don't have a food processor. We have got 100 grams of icing and 100 grams of butter at room temperature. So we're supposed to put these together and blitz until smooth. So I think what I'm going to do is just like mix this around a bit, smooth it, and then add that to it. I'm going to show you when this is done because I've got to keep an eye on the chocolate as well as doing this. I'm actually not looking at the recipe anymore. We're just going with it now. So this is the bit that's going to go on the outside. We're going to put double cream on the inside. So it's just a matter of constructing it really now. Well, once I've done this. So this is called... I was going to whisk it, but with that amount of butter, unless it liquefies a little bit more, then I will whisk the rest. Just do a bit at the moment. Because that's too thick for a whisk to work. It's just going to clump up. I actually think this will whisk now, so I'm going to get the whisk out and we're going to whisk this. Bear with me. So this is actually, I was supposed to let this sit for 30 to 40 minutes, but it is Christmas Eve. Other things are going on. So actually had some lunch. Corey wanted to sit down and watch a film, so we did that. It's been about 3 hours, but I swear, it's so moist. So you look at that one, that was the second one came out. This one was the first one that came out. So let's start with the first one. And it's lighter. And around the edges, it looks like it's drying out, so I just touch it. It is so ridiculously moist. It is really, really moist. Scott has actually tried a little bit. I cut some off the edge of this because I was just trying to trim it up. And he says it's good. So I actually been to Asda this morning, picked up a couple of bottles of fizzy, a loaf of bread. I did say I was going to do that, and then I picked up this extra thick fresh double cream. So that's what I'm going to fill the thing with, and then we're going to put the chocolate on the outside. I honestly don't remember how I left you earlier, but it's all mixed in. And we're just going to try and make it look like a yule log, I guess, at this point. We did look to see if there was I really wanted a robin to put on it, you know, like to make it look good, but there wasn't a robin. And I have looked year after year for a robin. I've never been able to find one. Don't know why. Just looking in the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess. I didn't even read. Did you hear? Okay, I'm going to be quiet. See if you can hear how moist this is. You ready? I hope this picks it up. That was the right. Oh, I've got to do this right so you can hear it. Can you hear that? I really hope you can. That is so moist. Yeah, so I was going to make it look pretty, but I don't have anything to put on the log. So what I'm going to do is I do have some glitter. I bought some glitter last year. Don't know if you remember, because I wouldn't remember. And I just sort of put a little dusting of glitter over it after. Don't know what it's going to look like. We will see. I didn't go far enough into the instructions to see if there was rules on how to do this, because I don't do that. You know I don't do that. Okay, that seems like enough to me. And let's roll it, I guess. It's the beginning bit that's going to be hard, isn't it, just to start it off. I mean, it's cracking, I always expect that. I've left it for a long time. I don't really know. I've seen them roll it and keep it in the wrapping and it looks so easy, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it like that, so we're just going to go. That's going to crack. I've left it too long. It's really, really moist though, so it'll... Oh no, it's not terrible, it's not terrible. Okay, so I've actually got this. I always get excited when things look nice. It looks nice, look, it's wonky. It is wonky. Oh no, it's really wonky. Now I'm looking at it. You see how wonky that is? I mean, it's supposed to be like a tree bark, isn't it? They're not perfect. We're going with it. We're not messing with it. Okay. Okay, that's that part. And then I'm going to roll the little bit, and how are we going to do it? I'm trying to think how I did it the other year. I did it a few years ago. I'm going to do it, I'm going to roll it, cut it at an angle, and then we're going to sort of stick it to that, and then we're going to cover it with this, which that doesn't look like much, but we're going to go with it anyway. It's going to look like something. Whether it looks like what we meant it to look like or not is another matter, but... Ooh. Okay. Oh, this one's stuck. Ooh, that's annoying. Okay. Okay. I don't know why that did that and the other one didn't, but it's okay. So now what we would do is trying to see where angles are. I'm trying to make sure that you see everything as well. That's me trying to do my best to look like what I want it to. It's going to be sort of like that, isn't it? So I guess I would cut that off. Right. I feel like we're just going to go here. That's what it looks like. That looks pretty good. Okay, let's balance it on there. So you get the idea. Move this to the side. And I'm gonna have to clean this. This is the best one for me because it's the right size for me. I can't turn you off. I'm gonna have to go and clean it. Okay, I think it's a bit too far off the edge, isn't it, when it's done? Okay. Looks like this spreads well. Just gonna give it a little bit of a whip around, loosen it up a little bit. The cake is so moist, I'm never trying to do this. finished product. So I literally decorated. I mean, honestly, it's so ridiculously moist. You have to be very, very careful when you put in the cream on it. Let me see if I can show you. So you can see here, I had to be very, very careful. Like, don't play with it too much. It will pick up. Like I said, I didn't have any robin or anything that I wanted to decorate it with. Didn't have any holly, but I did find some glitter, edible glitter that I found that I bought last year. So I just sprinkled a little bit of silver on it. I think it looks really good. I mean, it's not perfect looking, but I did just take some of the leftover bits, as you can see, like here. There's some leftover cake, and I put a bit of cream on it and a bit of the topping. I tried a bit. I'm really impressed with the taste, and I gave some to Scott and he's really impressed with the taste. So I'm really excited about it. I actually think it really went well, considering how long it's taken me. You know, there's been things happening in between, so technically it's not a long process type cake, but I think it's quite what's the word I'm looking for? Impactful is the word that's in my head. That's not the one I'm meaning though. Yeah, that was really, really good. I'm really impressed with that. I hope Blossom likes it tomorrow. I'm sure she will. I've got to try and make sure that it just doesn't get ruined overnight. I don't know how to store this thing. Yeah, not sure how to store it, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. So that was my Christmas Yule log. It was done in between a lot of other things. It is Christmas Eve. Chip needed to be walked and fed. We had dinner. Corin wanted to watch a film. We did all that in between me making this. So the fact that it is so moist is really, really good. Really impressed with the taste. It's very chocolatey. The double cream in it was a really, really good choice, I think. It's very, very chocolatey. So having that double cream sort of evens it out a little bit, if that makes sense. So I feel like, if nothing else, it goes to show, when you feel like something's going to mess up, persevere. I mean, it's come out well. I'm excited. It's going to be a really, really good cake to eat tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed it. I know you won't see this until after Christmas, but still, I hope you enjoyed watching it.